Shalom, shalom, Israel. First off, give our praise to the Most High and to His Son, Yahweh Shah. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters that's out there that's tuning in too. Today's class is temptation and stress out of the book of Sirach. You know, because we're gonna go through this today because it's kind of like some pick-me-up scriptures. I know a lot of times, like Captain Jeroboam say, you know, they wearing out the saints of the Most High in this wicked kingdom, man. So, you know, it's always good to kind of read over chapters that kind of give you to kind of lift your spirit in this kingdom, man. You know, and I love to read Sirach chapter 2 verse 1. I mean Sirach chapter 2, because it really is a pick-me-up kind of chapter. So we're just gonna touch on it. It's gonna be a real quick class. You know, brothers and sisters, whenever you feeling out of the spirit, always go to this chapter, man, and many other more. But you know, I just like this. Officer Yara Reed, start that off for me.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
It says, my son, when I come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. That's going into, guess what? Into this truth. When you wake up and realize who you are, be prepared for temptation, because a lot of things you're going to struggle with coming into this truth. Your spirit is going to be contrary to your flesh. Your spirit your flesh don't want to do some things, but your spirit don't want you to do that now that you're in the truth now. You know, so this is one thing that you have to be aware of. You have to be ready for temptation. Read that again, huh?
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
It says, prepare thy soul for temptation. Give me 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. You know, prepare yourself, you know, because this walk is no joke. You know, a lot of times your family is against this, the people at your job is against this, the whole earth is against this truth. So you got to prepare yourself for temptation, you know, putting down that blunt. Stop hoeing out the sisters and sisters vice versa. You know, a lot of these things we have to put away when we come into this truth. You got that out?
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
Which is to what?
Which is to try you.
He says, think it not strange when these things come upon you, because guess what? These things come upon you so it can strengthen you, so you can know how to handle it, so you can have experience and also patience. Read that from the top again.
Beloved, think it not strange concerning
go ahead.
The fiery trail, which is to try you.
Which is to try you. Read on.
And though some strange thing happened unto you.
As though some strange thing has happened to you, because a lot of times when people come into this truth and these temptations come, they think it's strange. But guess what? The Bible warned us you're going to be constantly tempted, man. That's what the laws is for, so you can help pump brakes on that. That's what this is all about. Let's go back to Sirach. Y'all got something?
Yeah. Sirach chapter 2, verse 2. Set thy heart aright.
Do what?
Set thy heart aright.
It says, set thy heart aright. Now we know according to the Bible, your heart is your mind. It means set your mind aright. That means line up with these scriptures. Line up with what this Bible is talking about, and more importantly, do the things that's in the Bible. That's one thing Christianity hadn't learned to put together. They can quote the scriptures all day, but if you're not doing it, guess what? It's all for naught. It's for vain glory. Read on. You got something?
Yeah, that was a good point that you brought out about that's one thing about us in Israel. We don't just read the scriptures; we get the understanding thereof. So when you reading the scriptures and you don't get no understanding, it's just like you read it to none effect. I mean, what can it do to save your life or give you salvation to help you get into the kingdom of heaven? So you, with all I get, you must get an understanding.
That's right. Praise. Read that verse 2 again.
Set thy heart aright.
Set your mind aright.
And constantly endure.
Read that again.
And constantly endure.
It says constantly endure, because guess what? Temptation is going to be coming at you from left, right, up, down, from everywhere. So you have to constantly endure. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say what you just said.
You have to constantly, man. I'm talking about this is no joke in this truth, man. This is a walk. This is not for the faint-hearted, man. And we gonna read on down in the scriptures and it's saying the same thing in Matthew. Read on now.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble.
And don't make haste in time of trouble. Guess what? You want to take these scriptures and cleave to them, like it's gonna say in the next sentence. Give me Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. Because we have to constantly endure until the end. We don't know when Christ is coming back.
And that's a key point in that verse. Constantly endure. So that means it's not just gonna be one thing that come upon you, or one temptation, or one thing you have to endure. It said constantly endure. So that means it's gonna be things after things after things that you're gonna have to endure, man.
Exactly. And guess what? Like I said, they could come one behind another, but guess what? You might have to fight on two fronts, right? 2 things, 3 things at the same time. But you got to also remember that the Most High is not going to put too much on you that you can't bear.
That's right.
You got something?
And then that's another thing, just with that word constantly, man. It just also let you know it's a lot of things going to be happening all the time. So don't be like, man, why everything happening to me? It's because you're Israelite.
That's right. Exactly, man. That's perfectly put right there. Read verse 2 again up.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Hold up. It said, now it prepared you before it says constantly. It says, set thy heart aright. That means, get your mind right.
Exactly.
It gave you see, when these scriptures break things down like this verbatim, you have to get an understanding and meditate on what it's really saying.
Exactly.
It says, set your heart. Get your mind right, because things are gonna happen, man. So don't. It's just like the scripture saying, Jeremiah, don't be dismayed, man. Because guess what? Things gonna happen, man.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Read Matthew chapter 24, verse 13.
The book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Now, guess what? A lot of times when brothers and sisters that's in Christianity, we pray those brothers and sisters repent. But guess what? Christ said you're not saved until the end comes. So that's one thing we got to always hone in on, man. You have to endure until the end, man. All the way to the end, not halfway, not some of the way, all the way to the end.
And see, the thing is, even when the end comes, and guess what? You think you finna pass the threshold? Look back like Lot wife.
Yeah.
Look back like Lot wife. Now look at the things that are written aforetime was written for our learning.
Exactly.
So guess what? You got to understand they didn't put that part of the Bible in. They didn't put that for no reason. So they're letting you know when the end comes and you made it. Oh Lord, I made it, and you look back, pillar of salt.
Exactly. and that's a good point that Ak is bringing out, because guess what? You done made it that far to just think and doubt for just a second and you lose everything, man. Right. That's an excellent point, man. So you got to endure all the way until the end, man. Right. No turning back, no looking back, no second guessing, full speed ahead.
That's right.
Give me go back to Sirach, verse 3.
Sirach.
Hold on. Read that last line on 2.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
That means don't make haste. Don't wait. Don't waste time getting back to these law, statutes, and commandments. Especially when you done heard it from like people hate counts, but when you heard it from 3 or 4 different counts, do it to get understanding. Then okay, okay, that ain't what that meant. But sometimes go ahead and be like, man, especially when they're coming out these scriptures, go ahead and be trying to do that, and then go and inquire on what that understanding is. But that's like women wearing dresses. Okay, I don't think that's right. Well, put a dress on, then go figure it out. Is this something I'm supposed to do or something I'm not supposed to do? But it ain't gonna hurt you to put on a dress, especially like if you done heard it over and over and over, and from a lot of different people, and they bringing out scriptures for
right. And we talked to a brother in my job, and he said, man, I thought I was saved, man. He said, my brother kept telling me about the truth. He said, man, I had to really go and look and find out, man, that I'm not saved yet. I said, yeah, brother, you got to go look and check it out. We're not saved yet. The scriptures sometimes speak, like you say, verbatim. They speak to you then sometimes all the time you have to go and dig and still find understanding.
Exactly.
But sometimes these scriptures are just they right there in your face for you to understand.
Mhm.
Like we asked the brother out there, matter of fact, the brother in the wheelchair, he said, well, if you saved, then you can go do whatever you want to do. Huh? That brother said, yeah. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, I know you. Come on, man.
Yeah, the reason
You
why
don't remember that?
I remember that. That's the reason why he rolled up there trying to get a check. He acted like he was paralyzed. He see that CJ boy shirt, he straightened up all of a sudden. Then when the scriptures started cutting, guess what? Now he want to stand up. Like that's what made everybody out there look at the brother like, hey.
That's like a man. Somebody is swimming in the ocean, and you come out there in the boat, pull him into the boat to save his life because he's drowning out there, and he get in the boat and jump back in the water.
Mhm.
You know that's right. I didn't save you to go do that same thing.
Exactly. Read verse 3, y'all.
Verse 3 out of Sirach chapter 2. Cleave unto him.
It says, cleave unto him. Take hold of this Bible. Like I brought out in the class, spend time with your scriptures. That's how you cleave unto the Most High God, because we can't give God a hug. We can't send him a bouquet of flowers or none of these things. We show him we love him by getting in the scriptures and doing what's in the Bible. More importantly, reading about your history. This is your history book, just like looking at our photo album. Read on out.
Cleave unto him and depart not away.
Don't depart away from these scriptures. Read these Bibles like read this word like it's the last on earth, because it really is. Go ahead.
And also the thing is, it's fine to watch. You know, this time it's fine to watch YouTube and Facebook. It's good. That's okay. Okay, it's good. But you got to spend time with this thing. Like I was bringing out, you have to spend time with the word, man.
You have to.
How you gonna know the Lord and don't read nothing about the Lord? I'm just gonna trust with every precept. They might not be breaking this thing down right or nothing. I'm just gonna trust all the precepts these men give me, all the precepts, everybody give me, and I'm not spending time with the Lord to read. And the Lord might have something in store for me bigger than what I can imagine. Right. But if I don't know, because I'm not reading. You have to. You want to talk to the Lord. Read.
Mm-hmm.
If you really watching YouTube and Facebook to get to trying to learn, you should be in your scriptures anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody say something, hold on, let me check that out.
Exactly.
You should be constantly in your scriptures. And that's like on Facebook. A lot of times you see comments be like, I'll be having to go to the Bible. Let me get a scripture to put this down on this. Boy, that ain't.
Exactly. Because, I mean, brothers make some excellent points, because you never know what the Most High give you. And for instance, you never know what precept you can bring out and give other brothers understanding on. Mm-hmm. You know, this understanding is for everybody that does his will. Read on up.
And you can find out who real in the truth or not. When you go and give them scriptures and stuff, and they still coming at you hard, man, I just gave you the scriptures. And now you be like, man, so that be on that time. Either I'm unfollowing them, I'm blocking them. So I know this dude, he ain't trying to.
Start over from verse 3.
Verse 3: Cleave unto him.
Cleave unto this Bible. Read on.
And depart not away.
Read on.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And that's the main point. You know, we want to be increased at the last end. You know, you want to walk through those pearly gates knowing that, guess what? You knew your number was called for sure. That's what you want to have, that confidence. Read on now.
Verse 4: Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Read that again.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
But because I know a lot of times, like I said, we catching hell here. So the stresses that we go to, guess what? Take that all cheerfully, man. Because guess what? We got next, man. If we keep the kingdom, man, this will not be in vain. All these things that you're going through, take that cheerfully. I know that's easier said than done, but guess what? That's trusting in the scriptures also, too, though. That's why you cleave unto the scriptures. You got some more?
See, because like the scriptures say, whatever they did to us, they will get paid back double. Mm-hmm. So when I'm thinking about all these hours I work every week, Esau, and all the rest of the nations that oppressed our people, not just me, oppressed our people. They got a punishment. Matter of fact, let me get Isaiah 13 and 11.
That was just good.
Let's go get a precept for this, man. Because the thing is, man, our people don't understand, man. He's purging his world for us, and he's cleaning. He's putting things back in order in front of the whole world, man. Read that right quick.
The book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I will punish the world for their evil.
He gonna punish the world for their evil, man. Read.
And the wicked for their iniquity.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Mm-hmm.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Read on.
Verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
That's us, man. The precious, the man that he gonna, cause we the bottom of the barrel now. But guess what? When he set things back in order, we're gonna be more precious than fine gold, man.
Exactly.
Read up.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Ophir.
Ophir. Go ahead.
And like I said, that was a good precept. I got that in my scripts.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. That's going to explain the next one.
The next one, that we precept up over here, man. So that's what this all about, man. These things, to handle stress, to handle temptation, it makes you into that goal that the Most High know that you can be, man. You know, we was renowned amongst the world for our fame and glory, because we had the Most High God's laws too. That's the ultimate purpose of why the nation saw us that way. Read on up. Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
So we take that cheerfully. You know, Esau messing with us at the job, we take that cheerfully, knowing we got next. Hey, the brothers, the sisters, family members, guess what? We got next, man. Read on up.
And be patient.
And be what?
And be patient.
That's one thing that's heavy in Israel. We have to be patient. Read on up.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Dealing with stress. Might not have enough money to make ends meet, to pay bills, so forth, to get what you need. Guess what? Be patient. Because guess what? The Most High is not going to let one fall through the cracks, man. Especially if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. He might be using that as a situation for you to learn to save money better, or to put things away for a rainy day. All these things help better us. Read on up.
Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
And acceptable what?
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
When you learn adversity, guess what? You be an acceptable man that can be able to handle anything, man. Anything that's thrown your way. Guess what? You got a brain to think your way up out of it. Read on up.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him.
Do what?
Believe in him.
Believe in the Most High God. Now, a lot of times people think that it's no action behind believing. Let's get Sirach chapter 32, verse 24. Because even that word believe has action behind it. That's an action word.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
Read that again.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment.
Hey, it go hand in hand. The Bible is redundant. Read on up.
And he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
Shall fare never the worse when you trusting in the Most High, keeping his commandments. He will make a way for you. We don't worry about those things. That's where your faith and your works come into play. You got to have both. You can't have one without the other. Let's go back up. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee.
And he will do what?
Believe in him, and he will help thee.
Read on up.
Order thy way aright.
Order thy way aright. Read on.
And trust in him. Yea, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy.
Do what?
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy.
Read on up.
And go not aside.
Like we always touch. I know Captain Maccabees bring this out a lot. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 8. Go not aside to the, stay on that straight and narrow path. Because one is fiery, ice or water, and then the other one is fire. You have to stay on that straight way path.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 8. And one only path between them both. And one only what? And one only path between them both.
Wait a minute. Read verse 7. Let's start there. Let's get a little context.
2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 7. The entrance, therefore, is narrow.
The entrance is what?
The entrance, therefore, is narrow.
The entrance to the gate to immortality is narrow. Everybody is not getting in there, man. Oh, guess what? It wouldn't be for it would just be for everybody if that was the case. Read on up.
And is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Those are those temptations. That's that stress. Read on up.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Read on up.
Verse 8. And one only path between them both.
And one is many paths.
And one only path between them both.
The path is the keeping of God's commandments. First, you have to know that you're an Israelite. Secondly, you have to have the faith in Yahweh Shah that he's coming to take us out of this situation. And thirdly, you have to be keeping the commandments, man. You have to have these things. You got some out? Break it up.
I was just sitting up and looking at something and go back over that to Claire.
All right, go ahead.
And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
No, me and my family hand in hand.
So small that there could but one man go there at once.
So that's why it's very important for the men to have their families in order, because guess what? The churches in order, because they have to walk through by themselves. Right? And you know, we can't all hold hands walking through there.
And you just think about it. All the men and women of this earth, you gotta go there one at a time.
And that's another thing too, with Islam and Christianity being the two biggest religions in the world. If you tell me, well, we the big in Islam, they brag about it. We the biggest religion in the world. That's a whole of y'all. A lot of y'all ain't getting in, right? Because it ain't it. This walk is a straight and narrow path. It's not a big old broad. Right. You know, it ain't the Jerry's World Stadium down there.
Exactly. Like we used to always say, even in the hood, being wicked, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Yes. Right. Each and every time, man. Read on up.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
How shall he do what?
How shall he receive this inheritance?
If you never get through those dangers, through temptations, through stress, guess what? How you gonna get what's promised to you? You know, that makes no sense. You have to stay on the straight and narrow path, Israel.
And that's what the world does right now with their children. When they just giving them anything they ask for, then they wind up and wonder why they always in trouble, because they didn't have to go through nothing to get it. Now they think everything belongs to them. That's what the so-called white man do today. You know, he trains his kids up. Hey, everything belongs to you. Then when they get a little older, they mad. You taking me to jail? Why not? They take all the black folks to jail for way less than that.
Exactly. Read verse 7 in Sirach chapter 2.
Verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fail.
Lest we, guess what?
Lest ye fall.
Lest ye fall. Read on up.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him.
Believe who?
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him.
Guess what? If you fear in the Most High, you're going to believe the things that's in this Bible, Israel. Nothing should be, guess what? If you have questions, guess what? Always call us, man. Search the scriptures. Read on up.
And your reward shall not fail.
And the reward is always the same, the kingdom, eternal life. Read on up.
Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good.
Hope for what?
Hope for good.
We hope for good. That's having faith. Read on up.
And for everlasting joy and mercy.
Read on up.
Look at the generations of old.
Man, he's giving an example. Read on up.
Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord?
Read that again.
Look at the generations of old
Noah
and see. Look at the generations of old.
Lot.
Look at the generations of old.
Daniels.
Look at the generations of old.
Read on
and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Look at all these prophets that was in the scriptures. Did ever one of them trust in the Lord and was confounded or was left high and dry? No, the Most High was always there for them. Just think about Daniel. He was in captivity, and the Most High raised him up to be number 2 of that whole of all of Babylon. We have to understand that even in that dire situation, he still can put you above high. Like, sort of like today. You got something out? Bring it up.
It's just like Roman. That precept to that is Romans 15 and 4. Whatsoever things are written aforetime were written for our learning.
Exactly.
So that's why they said you look at the generation of old. That's what we're supposed to be doing, looking at the generation of old.
Exactly. And it go for the sisters too. Look at the sisters, Esther. Look at all these sisters, Sister Mary. All these sisters, guess what? They was never confounded either. It's an important job for our sisters in Israel.
And they're confounded, they weren't confused. And they were so to the point where they weren't confounded, they didn't even care about what they thought. Everything what they thought about was, Most High, what you got for me? Most High, what's going to go on today? Most High, what's around that corner? Most High, what's under that rug? Before they even took a step, they always depended on the Most High. None of them was confounded.
Exactly.
They were scared when the Most High came to them at first. But once they knew, oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Down, they was like, all right, whatever you got going on, I'm with it.
Exactly. Elizabeth, all these sisters were strong in the spirit. Like we always tell our sisters, they are very important in the nation of Israel. Guess what? Because they mass produce us on a grand scale. So we need sisters in this truth, man. Very important, man. But we all each have our own job that we have to do as a nation. Like we say, the head can't do the body of the arm. Everybody have to play their own part. And that makes the machine work even better when everybody is on their every part is playing their position real well. You got somebody?
And that's the thing about it, man. He give us stuff to do. We can't go by our feelings. We got to go by, okay, I may not have liked the way they were said, but I'm going to go ahead and do what you say do. And then when you do that obedience, so you start to get joy in what he told you to do. Because now you're saying, okay, I see what it was.
Exactly.
And then after the more and more you do that, you'll realize, I don't even trust me. I trust the Most High.
Exactly. And that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because that really is heavy because you want to be in high favor with the Most High God, man. Like we say, even if your spouse, he may be wrong, guess who's going to get on him? The Most High God, Yahweh Shah, our head, but you just got to do your part. And that's the whole thing because the Most High is looking at that in high favor, man, for our sisters out there, man. Highly favored. Read on now.
Verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
And was what?
And was confounded.
Just think about Sarah and them when they was old in age, didn't think she could have kids. But guess what? The Most High made it possible. Nothing is impossible with the Most High God. Read on up.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
It was ever that fear is going into. Did any ever keep his commandments and was forsaken? No. Read on up.
Or whom did he ever despise that calleth upon him?
Read on up.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy.
Full of what?
Compassion and mercy.
Read on up.
Long suffering.
Long what?
Long suffering.
Just think about us, man. The Most High been watching us for years upon years being wicked as hell, man. But guess what? His hand is still stretched out for us, man, because we are his children, man. Just like the same with our children. We got to put that belt on them, but guess what? We love them in the end, man. Read on up.
Long suffering and very pitiful. And forgiveth sins.
And does what?
And forgiveth sins.
And he forgives sins. Read on up.
And saveth in the time of affliction.
Give me Isaiah 14:1 real quick. Because at the end of the day, like we keep saying, guess what we got next, man? You just have to do your part and make sure you walk through those gates.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
At the end of the day, guess what? The Most High still gonna have mercy on us if we keep the commandments. Read on.
And will yet choose Israel.
And guess what? He ain't cast us off. He still gonna choose us throughout it all. Read on up.
And set them in their own land.
And he gonna set us in our own land. So there's no need for us to scrabble around and try to get back to Jerusalem. That place gonna be blown off the map, man. He gonna put us back there. Read on up.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And the strangers of the other nations shall join with us. Read on up.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Read on up.
And the people shall take them.
And we're gonna take them as our possessions. Read on up.
And bring them to their place.
Uh-huh.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
For servants and what?
for servants and handmaids.
Because that'll relieve a lot of stress that our sisters and our brothers got on us today, man.
That's right.
Waking up, taking care of the family, doing this, doing that. But when you got servants and handmaids, guess what? You can kick back. Like I said, he gonna get a house on a bay of Ashdod, man. So
yeah, right on the water.
read on up.
For servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Because we was their captives in 1619 and in 1492. Read on up.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall do what?
Rule over their oppressors.
Hey, that's a lovely thing to hear when you know you're Israel. Let's go back. Verse 12.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe be to the fearful hearts.
It said, read that again up.
Woe be to fearful hearts.
Woe be to the fearful hearts. You cannot be fearful in the nation of Israel. Guess what? That is a sin, Israel, to be fearful. When you come up in this truth, you got to know that we dealing with the power, man. He is not playing no games. He will protect us as long as we doing what he say. Read on up.
Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands.
And what?
And faint hands.
Uh-huh.
And the sinner that goeth two ways.
You cannot go two ways in this truth. Give me 2 Timothy 1:6. You can't straddle the fence, Israel, in this truth, man. Like we say, I love to read Sirach, man. These are pick-me-up scriptures, man, because it's all about us, man. The do's and the don'ts. Going through your temptations and your stresses, man. You got that up?
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 6. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance, that thou stir up the gift of God.
That thou do what? Now I want 1 Timothy 1:6. It's a lot.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 6. From which some having swerved have turned.
You was right. I said 2 Timothy 1:7. Slack.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
Read that again.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
Hey, he didn't give us the spirit of fear. Even when I was out there dealing with the fake pimp, guess what? No fear on now one of the brothers' face. Not playing no games. He looked at even more fearful than anything.
That's when he realized. That's what he thought that's what he's finna do.
Exactly.
He's finna try. He was gonna punk us. Then he realized.
That ain't working.
They ain't moved around.
That ain't working, man.
And then he really tripped when I tried to get him the microphone. He hold the mic. He like, I got him too. He looked like,
hey, we'll get down for the Most High, man. This is no joke, man. That's what we're trying to call out to brothers and sisters. Get in this truth with us. Help fight. Help us push this truth so we can get the hell up out of here, man. This is what this is all about. Read that over.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power.
But of what?
But of power.
But of power, Israel. Read on now.
And of love.
And of love, the keeping of his commandments. Read on.
And of a sound mind.
And of a sound mind. Not being carried away by everything. Sound in this doctrine, man. Not wavering. You have to be of a sound mind. Also, you got to have all those things, Israel. Let's go back.
That's how you know a lot of times they don't be in the truth when you look, especially on that Facebook thing, boy. You see people saying the craziest stuff. You be like, where you get this from? And that's when you can see they don't have a sound mind. You see them next year, man. Them same Israelites will be, man, right out there popping firecrackers on the 4th of July.
Yeah, it's just like I was looking at this the other day. Brothers was trying to prove that Paul was a lie. I said, man, look here, man. I don't even want to see it no more.
When we tell you, it tells you in the scripture, guess what? Paul was taught by Christ, man. So you think Christ was going to teach Paul lies, man? That makes no sense, man. He was called out of darkness. What are you going to be called out of darkness to go back into darkness? Our people, come on, sound mind, Israel. The Bible is basic. Just keep it basic.
If Paul was preaching something else too, Peter and them would have done him in the dump.
Yes.
Those brothers wasn't no joke, man. Peter and them, they wasn't no joke, man.
Remember, Peter was the one who cut the Roman ear off. You think he wouldn't have cut Paul's head off? What you preaching, man?
Oh my God.
Read verse 14,
Verse 14.
No, verse
13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted. Faint-hearted.
Faint-hearted is going to fearful too. It's the same thing. You can't be faint-hearted in this truth. You have to stand strong on your principles. Stand strong on this Bible. Read on up.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not.
For he does what?
Believeth not.
When you have a fearful spirit, guess what? That means you really don't believe that the power is behind us. That's what that is saying. Read on up.
Therefore shall he not be defended.
Therefore he shall not be what?
Defended.
Because only time we have a hedge of protection is when we in no sin. That's what Jude 5:20 talks about. The other nations know this. They know the keys to our destruction. So guess what? We can't have fear in the nation of Israel because the Most High won't defend us. He'll just let the other nations be a reproach to us. You got some out there?
And they fearing us now because they realize these people is actually going back and trying to do these law, statutes, and commandments. Now these people are going back and doing the law, statutes, and commandments.
Verse 14.
Verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience.
It says destruction unto brothers and sisters that have lost patience in this truth. You got to have patience, Israel. Read on.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
We can't pass that part, man. Read that again.
Woe unto him that woe unto you that have lost patience.
The Bible says, woe unto you that has lost patience. To lose patience in the truth is to lose faith in the Most High God and his works.
Exactly.
To lose patience in his truth, to saying that I don't want my penny no more, I'll accept his word. To lose patience is everything in this truth, man.
Exactly.
And this year, 2019, I'm gonna tell y'all gonna see a lot of people who done lost patience. Cause see, everybody thought that right now that was a prophecy. 2019, the Most High gonna crack that sky, and then 2020 come around. You're gonna see a lot of people that left the truth because they thinking, see, ain't even nothing happen. You're gonna see the whole story change around. Say, y'all God ain't trying to do nothing. This 400 years is up, but they don't know what's going on. That prophecy wasn't even about that.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that because guess what? We got the precept to that too, to let them know that what was that? Read verse 14 again.
Verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience.
That have did what?
Lost patience.
Now give me Romans chapter 5, verse 3 right quick out. Hold the precept, people. We're coming right back. You got to have patience, like the captains is saying up here. You have to have patience with your brothers and sisters. In all walks, you know, we have to be patient. Read that up.
Romans chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
But we do what?
But we glory in tribulations also.
We have to glory in tribulations. Read on up.
Knowing that tribulations worketh patience.
What does tribulation work?
Tribulation worketh patience.
Tribulation work patience. It prepares you to be patient in this walk. When you're going through things not gonna always come when you want it, man. They not, man. Even when I'm grown, we have the ability to do some things, but guess what? They still don't come when I want it, man. We have to be patient. Go ahead.
And that's the thing about it, man. That heck, your lights get cut off. Don't get mad. Praise the Most High. Right. Glorify Him even through your tribulation, man, and everything. Give Him some glory and watch things change for you. Now you're developing patience. Okay, I know it's going. I know, you know, it ain't happening right now, but I know He gonna do it in a minute. It's something gonna change.
Let me get another precept. Give me James chapter 1,
verse 2.
Read that on down. Man. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
You just did that.
Get that. I read that.
The book of James chapter 1, verse 2. Or you want to start at 1? 2?
Start at 1.
James chapter 1, verse 1.
Start at 2.
Verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
He said that the trying of your faith worketh patience, man. Read up.
But let patience have her perfect work.
See, now, that's one thing that our people don't have. Let the patience have that perfect work, man. Because guess what? When you develop a patience, guess what? It's anything that you do. That's how you think a boxer. A boxer it can stay composed through a whole fight. They stay patient. When their time come, they can be losing the whole time, but when their time come, oh man, it's hard to stop.
They like, man, I'm just looking for that one little
window.
Yeah. And that same thing Yahweh did when when he was tempted by the devil in the forest, he was patient with that's why the enemy had to go, man. He was like, the devil say something to him, he like, well, man must not live by bread alone. And then he say something else, he come with another one. He like, shoot, you can do this all day. I got scriptures for a long time. I just fasted 40 days and 40 nights. I got scriptures for days. The devil, oh man, this dude too patient. He had developed patience just at that time. He was developing patience. He was going through the trials. And not only that, he was even becoming more patient. That's why when he came up out of the wilderness, he was patient with his people. When he was speaking to them, he had developed patience. He was doing this exact same thing.
I was just talking about that with Floyd Mayweather, how we said, man, in the ring, you know, he was patient, even though a brother might hit him one good time, like one of the fights we saw, he hit him a good time in the early round. That brother went 40-0 for a reason, because he had great patience through the fights and knew that he depended on his work, which we have to depend on these scriptures and what the Most High gonna do. He depended and knew that his body of work was good enough to still get him through the end.
And I'm gonna say he depended on his training.
That's right.
And that's what we depended on, the training of his Bible that we're getting right now.
That's right. That's just why we say every week. Look here, you go get any Bible you want, any pastor, whatever, from any religion. Guess what? The Most High delivering people into our hands, man. Because guess what? We depend on our training, man. We lean on the scriptures, man. No matter how it goes, we're going to lean on the scriptures, man.
Exactly. Read verse 14 again, man.
Verse 14 of Sirach chapter 2. Woe unto you that have lost patience.
Says destruction. Okay? Hey, destruction to those that have lost patience. Read on.
And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
Hey, what are you going to do? Give me Mark chapter 13, verse 32.
Book of Mark chapter 13, verse 32. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man.
Knoweth what?
No man.
Knoweth what?
No man.
Read on now.
No, not the angels which are in heaven.
Not the who?
Angels that are in heaven.
So if we don't know the day or the time, I mean, how can you be impatient, man? You have to be patient when you don't know the time. You got to, Israel. Read on now.
Neither the Son, but the Father.
Neither the who?
Neither the Son.
Christ don't even know the time. He just waiting to get that call from his Father, man. Hey, go get him. That's all he waiting on to hear. Read on now.
That's right. 33. Take ye heed, watch and pray.
Do what?
Take ye heed, watch and pray.
Watch through the scriptures and pray. Guess what? Because the Most High revealed these things through the scriptures, man. Read on now.
For ye know not when the time is.
Guess what? Because we do not know when that time is coming. So you have to be patient, Israel. You have to be patient in this truth.
And that's where a lot of, like I said before, that's where a lot of people gonna fall out, because they gotta sit. Oh no, he gonna be coming at this time. But then when it don't happen, they don't want to deal with the truth no more. I don't want that no more. Everybody if you remember all those people who was predicting, they had them all on the news, predicting the world gonna end at this time. As soon as it don't happen, he fall off from whatever he was doing, and his whole congregation be gone. Because the fact that and that's why we gotta be patient. Quit worrying about when it comes. You just be doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
Whenever the time might be. It might not even happen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But I know if I have to lay my head in that grave, then guess what? I lay my head in that grave, keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, and being patient.
Read verse 15.
Verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word.
Read that again.
They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word.
Because a lot of times we hear they love the Lord, but they love him in word, not in deed. One of Yahweh's favorite scriptures, man. We got to love in deed. God is a man of action. Read on up.
They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his way.
Give me John 14 and 15. Basic precept, man. Like you say, the Bible is basic, man. It's saying the same thing using similitudes, though, but it's all wrapped up around his commandments.
The book of St. John, chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
That's plain and to the point, man. Read on now.
16. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever.
let's go back. I don't want to get too deep, man.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta tell them that. Then you gotta explain why.
Don't want to get too deep because you know we must go precept upon precept, man. No
Yeah, all right.
we precept every word, man. Read 16 up.
Verse 16. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him.
Guess what? All of us, or what they say, want to please the Lord. So guess what? He's giving you the steps on how to please him. Keeping the commandments, man. That's all you have to do, man. Read on up.
And they that love him shall be filled with the law.
Shall be with the what?
Mm-hmm.
Bring it out. Like, you know, you're about to start street teaching.
Look at each other.
Read on up.
And they that love him shall be filled with the law.
Hey, filled with the law if you loving the Most High God, man. You meditating and thinking on the laws all day. Hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to slip up. I want to keep these laws perfectly. Read on up.
17.
You got some up? Bring it out, man.
I was just, I had read a precept earlier today where Maccabee was just bringing out. Matter of fact, I want to go get it. Let's go to Proverbs 29 right quick and verse 12. Let me show y'all something Maccabee was just bringing out. Because like I was saying, this is 2019 and everybody like, oh man, 400 years up, man. We this and this and that. And a lot of people going to lose their patience in this truth. So guess what? Like I said, when that leader of that camp or the people that they deal with, if that person fall off, everybody else fall off.
That's right.
Read it.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
If a ruler hearken to lies,
read.
All his servants are wicked.
Now all his servants now gonna fall into wickedness. Because now I don't want the truth no more. Because now 2019 came, I don't want this truth no more. Because this man told me, and he told me that it's gonna go. He fell out. Okay, we fell off too then. No. You done lost your patience in this truth now.
Yeah.
You trusted in this man so much, you done lost your patience in this truth, man. Guess what? He wicked, now you wicked. Now, because now you going back in the world, he going back in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You follow him, now you following him to do wickedness. Come on, man, stop. We can't get besides ourselves on that one, man.
You can't, man. Let's go back, man. That's a good precept, man. I'd say that I could beat me to it, boy. That's a good one right there. Read that out.
They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls.
Hold up. Before we leave off on that, because that is a great precept, man, because that teaches even a congregation not to have respect to persons, man.
That's right.
You know, leaders up there bringing out lies and y'all don't correct them on that, man. Guess what? You just as wicked as him too, man.
That's right.
You know, I like that precept, man. Because that's going to the epitome of that, man. We have to leave no stone unturned, man. No respect to persons in this truth, man. You know, we understand that the Most High has set people over us, but guess what? They held accountable too, man.
Right.
They are servants just as well, man. We got to remember that. You got some out? Go ahead. Let's go back.
Verse 17. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts.
Guess what? Will prepare their hearts. Knowing that you finna get up in this truth. Try the spirit, man. Prove a friend. You got to do all these things, man. Research. Go in these scriptures and read, man. All that falls up under that category, man. You got some up?
No, go ahead.
Read on.
And humble their souls in his sight.
And do what?
And humble their souls in his sight.
We got to get back to that humbleness, Israel. Because a lot of times, like Captain Maccabees brought the class out, pride in Israel. We got to shake that pride, man. Pride is the beginning of sin, Israel. We got to shake that. Read on up.
18. Saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord.
Saying we will do what?
Saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord.
Read on up.
And not into the hands of men.
And not into the hands of what?
And not into the hands of men.
Thus said my pastor.
And not into the hands of men.
Read on up.
For as his majesty is
the Most High,
so is his mercy.
And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom. Oh, praise.
Let's bring out a law. You know, we say every week, man, we say keep the law, statutes, and the commandment. So we must bring out a law. Something we established, man. I think it's a pretty good thing for us to bring towards Israel.
Yeah, it is, man. I like that, man. Like we say, we always saying do the laws. A lot of times we read some of the basic ones out there on the street, but it's even better when we get in the classroom setting too, so you can actually see where the law is at.
Yeah, that's why I like to go get the different ones, not the one that everybody thinking, well, I do them.
Yeah.
I'm good. You gotta get in these scriptures. There's more to it than what we just all been taught.
Exactly.
Yeah, we touched on that one. Was that you got some?
No, you can go ahead. I mean, I got some.
No, go ahead.
Man, we can go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 16. It was short one, but it's powerful.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Now, that is a powerful statement, man. Not to bear false witness against thy neighbor, man. That means going and telling lies against your neighbor, man. And with that,
Like I say, support us in this truth. I try to take over my class.
I was quiet. I didn't say nothing.
No, on the real note, thank you for you brothers and sisters that supporting us in this truth. We hope y'all keep sharing the videos, helping us push this truth to the four corners, and hit up that GoFundMe page so we can get to some of those places where y'all at.
subscribe.
Exactly.
Facebook, those watching on Facebook, subscribe to us. Periscope, Twitter, watching us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And thanks for the brothers and sisters that already have done donated. We appreciate that, man. The money's being put to good use, man. And with that, we say shalom.